Tonight, a state of emergency has been issued in Vermont, where that state is bracing for potentially catastrophic flooding.
Once again, intense rain and flooding have wreaked havoc on our friends and neighbors in western Massachusetts and in Vermont.
If you feel like you've been seeing more headlines like this recently, it's because they've been popping up on news sites more often every year. The American Water Resources Association states flooding events have been on the rise since 1970 and will only continue to get worse. The shocking increase in New England's rainfall is due to changing weather patterns caused by climate change. Our Earth's temperature is warming because of increased greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. What can we do to slow our greenhouse gas emissions? The answer is clear, but not easy to implement. Renewable energy can power our society without emitting greenhouse gases. One renewable energy source that is viable for New England specifically is hydroelectric power generation. This form of power is created using dams to harness the flow of water from rivers to generate electricity. Because of New England's previous reliance on dams to power mills in the 18th and 19th centuries, there are thousands of leftover dams from this area that have the potential to be retrofitted for hydroelectric power generation.
I'm here at the Milton Hydroelectric Dam in Milton, Vermont. This dam was originally part of a pulp mill. In 1928, it was converted to a hydroelectric dam after the mill closed. As you can see over here, this concrete wall was the original part of the dam when it was part of the mill. And this big, large black tube connects all the way down to the powerhouse across the street. This dam powers nearly 11,000 houses annually.
One common criticism of hydroelectric energy is how much the installation of the proper infrastructure costs. Here is an interview from 2012 with the Assistant General Director of the Norwegian Ministry of Energy.
Talk about the initial capital costs versus the maintenance and the cost per kilowatt hour for hydro here in Norway.
HydroPower often have a lifespan of 70, 80 years. And with maintenance, we have plants running for 100 years here. So, but I would say on average, cost in Norway would be 3 to 4 US cents. So, but
Per kilowatt hour.
Per kilowatt hour, yes. So it's relatively cheap, I think, compared to other sources.
One example of a previous mill dam that was later retrofitted with technology to generate power was the Winooski Old North End Dam, or the One Dam for short. This dam was first constructed in 1840 to power the Winooski Mill in Vermont, and was retrofitted in 1990 to generate hydroelectric power. This dam generates 36.3 gigawatt hours per year, which is enough to power 5,000 homes annually.
While there is no standard cost per cubic inch of installation or retrofit for a hydroelectric dam, the permits for building are generally a fixed rate, varying state to state. For instance, Boston-based Rye Development, backed by the investment firm Climate Adaptive Infrastructure, has obtained licenses for more than $750 million of retrofits on 22 dams, representing 250 megawatts of generation capacity, enough to power about 125,000 homes. Democratic Congresswoman Annie Kuster of New Hampshire introduced, with bipartisan support, a $25.8 billion bill called the 21st Century Dams Act. The bill would expand funding and offer incentives to retrofit and upgrade dams for hydropower, as well as increase funding for dam rehabilitation. It would also offer new incentives and grants to remove 1,000 dams to reconnect 10,000 miles of fragmented river ecosystems.
So, what can individuals do to support renewable energy, specifically hydroelectric dams? First off, you can show your support for different government bills that promote hydroelectric power installations and improvements. For example, a bill just proposed in March of 2025, called the Maintaining and Enhancing Hydroelectricity and River Restoration Act, is a great bill to back up. It aims to push a 30% federal tax incentive to encourage safety upgrades and improve fish passages in existing hydroelectric facilities. By reaching out to your local senators, you can help push for bills like this to be passed. Secondly, you can join and engage in organizations pushing for renewable energy. A great example is the grassroots organization called the Beyond Coal Campaign, part of the Sierra Club. Also, there are similar groups to get involved with, such as American Rivers, the National HydroPower Association, and the AMI Hydropower Foundation. Overall, supporting and implementing hydroelectric energy will move us closer to a clean, healthy planet and lessen climate disasters like flooding. Renewable energy is the future, so we need to start investing now.